guys, and welcome back to another drawing video. Today I'll be drawing Mr. Krabs. So all throughout this particular streak, I'm going to be doing a lot of SpongeBob characters because I'm going to be doing a show at the Y practicing for a few days, doing the show SpongeBob. So if you guys want to recommend any SpongeBob characters, let me know in the comments below. But today, we're drawing Mr. Krabs. So to get started, we're going to start with a little hill here. A little lump hill. We're going to start at like a little half circle. This is going to be for his face. So we're going to do a little half circle right here to do his face. Just going to shape it up. We'll get into more details about his shape later because there's definitely different scales that we need to do for a shape. But for now, it's going to stick to a little hump here. Next, we're going to go up here a little bit and do a little oval for his eyes, because eyes are very long and scaly-like. So we're going to do a little bit of an oval here and put it up like that. It's okay if it's not perfect just yet. We're just kind of scaling it out a bit. So leave it like that for now, and we'll come back to it later. His eyes need to be skinny, so we'll just have to stray back a bit on how skinny to make his eyes. So as long as you get the structure of it for now, I think that's all that matters. So I'm just gonna make a little shape for them right here. We'll come back and do them later. Next, we're gonna do a little bit of a hump here, and I think we're gonna like do a little bit of a belly hump, because he's kind of top heavy like, so in a way he kind of has that thing going on for him. So let's make this is where his negative V-neck's gonna be. So we're going to do that first. Make a little V here. Put little triangles here. Like that. Then we're going to do a little bit of a hump, like I said. We're going to structure his belly a little bit because he's a bit much. So we're going to make him look like a big giant crab, because of course he's a crab. So we're going to stretch him out a tiny bit like this. Then we're going to curl his pants up like this. His pants are going to be curled up a bit considering he has jeans on. So he's going to curl up a bit like this so it fits on top of his top heavy belly. So now we're going to do a half belly here. Next, we're going to put a little ruffle right here underneath for his legs. So put two little squares right here underneath, and then draw two triangles, like little triangles, for his feet, like that, to show. Next thing, we're going to do his arms. His arms, I'm going to put in pinching mode, so it looks like he's pinching money. So you can do this part. This is really, we're going to make a little triangle, like a roundish triangle. And then we're going to do a half circle, a little small circle here for his hand. And then we're going to stretch it out. Make sure they're big, nice and big, so we get all those claw proportions in there. We're going to like stretch his claw out like this, because of course he's a crab. He's got to have claws, big meaty claws here. So we're going to draw these claws out, straight out like that. And you can do these claws any way you like. And I think I'm going to do them just like this. And then we're going to draw a little thumb here. Same way, draw it any way you like. Then come down here like a thumb. It's going to come out like that. Just going to erase some of the excess off. And there you go. That's some of his claws. It's nice and sharp in here. I'm just going to make them a bit rounder because he's an old crab. So I don't want his claws to be too sharp because he's an old crab, not a young crab. So I want to make them kind of softer looking to show that he has aged over the years. And that's his claw. We're going to scale over here and then do his other one. But this time, this one will be down low on him like this. Same way with the other claw, we're just going to do softer motions. I might come back in here and fix up that claw right here. It needs to be way bigger than this, I think, so I have to make it bigger. If you ever saw the Broadway show, you'll know that Mr. Krabs' arms are like boxing gloves. So think about how boxing gloves look like in reference to what his claws when you're drawing him. Just think of like boxing gloves and it will look like that pretty much. But I think it's nice to have it like this just so it looks like it's from a distance and you can't really see it too well. So I think it's kind of nice. And we're going to put some highlights on his claws to show how shiny they are. Like that. Now we're going to come back and do some of his other features, like his nose. His nose is very, very squiggly, so we're just going to come out and do this. You can do any way you like. It doesn't matter because his nose is very squiggly. Just make sure it's very small when you put it into the head. But you can make it any way you want. You can make it squiggly like this. You can make it you can point out a bit, look like he's like searching for money. So you can stretch it out like that a bit. I'm gonna make it more spread out like it has in the picture here. So, but you can honestly do it any way you like, really. I'm just going to draw his mouth here. Sometimes he has his teeth sticking out to show his money worth. So I'm going to have that over here a bit. I'm going to try to fix up his nose a little bit, but it's kind of like drawing a lightning bolt, his nose a little bit. And now we're going to go back to his eyes. His eyes are going to be Well, actually, before we get to his eyes, let's just do his big belt real quick. His belt is very big, so makes little square or rectangles, you would call them, like this. Make little rectangles coming out. Like this. And then right here, we're going to put his belt buckle. His very big belt buckle here. If you want, you can shade it in too. Or you can get a black colored pencil or Sharpie or anything to make it seem that it looks like his belt. Okay, we're going to go back in and fix his eyes. Well, first we're going to draw a little gap right here in his belt. Here. To show his fly, but it won't be open, of course, and so, unless you want to have it open. But for me, I'm going to keep it just the way it is. I'm going to erase his eyes and try to do it longer as a long oval. Make sure you make the eyes symmetrical, but not too symmetrical, because we want his eyes to be very freakishly looking. Then you're going to draw little circles like an egg inside. Like that. I'm going to put little highlights in there. Now, to me, something looks a little missing. Ah, I think his eyelashes are missing. Let's draw those in too. They're like little flowers, so we're just going to take little petals like this. They're also going to shade in his mouth as well. Now, right here, he has a little bit of a scaly back. So we're going to go in and make a scaly back here. Or some of the access. Now, I'm trying to think what else I might need to draw for him. I guess if you want, I can draw some money here. You can draw that all around here, because if you know Mr. Krabs, he loves money. So I'm just going to draw a little money stuff everywhere. Just going to draw a little shell on the money, because that's what you see in most of the SpongeBob movies, shows, is that the money has shells on them, I think. So not all of them do, but some of the episodes show them with shells. Not every single one, though, because there are some where they just have the picture on them. But I'm just going to do the shells, since we're not going to show all that together. So just going to draw some money around. Okay, I thought something was missing about Mr. Krabs, but now that I look at him and have the scales tucked in, he kind of looks like him. You just gotta make him look a little bit old to make him look very good. So I think, in a way, he looks just fine, in a way. So I think we're gonna go in and color him a bit. Let's start with the red. Since he's a crab, he's obviously red. So let's start coloring him red. And you guys don't have to color him if you don't want to, but I think I want to color him just to show a little bit of his signature colors. I'm just starting out with the claws, so it looks like you get the idea of what his claws look like. Pretty soon we're going to draw this in with a Sharpie. So it doesn't matter if it's not clear or fresh enough, because we're gonna Sharpie it in. It's gonna make it pop a little bit more with the color and everything. It's gonna pop a little bit more. For now, you can just color in as much as you can, and Don't worry, the Sharpie will kind of glow, make everything kind of pop out. We're just going to draw his feet here now. Next, we're going to do his face. Okay, now he's all red. Next, we're going to do a little bit of brown here on his nose. So we're going to go in and do a little light brown on his nose a little bit. It's very light. Doesn't have to be anything strong. Just a light brown nose. You can draw a little darker, but it needs to be just very light because his nose is not that big. He's just tiny, and it's almost like he doesn't even have one. It almost looks like he just put a seashell on his nose a little bit. So it just looks like it's just there. So, yeah. Next we're going to do his shirt. His shirt will be a light blue. So we're going to use that to color up his shirt. And his shirt underneath is just a white shirt, so we don't need to color that in for any reason at all. So that's gonna stay white. Unless you want to make him draw any color you like, it doesn't really matter. You can make it purple if you want to, but for me, I'm just gonna stick to making it white. Traditional look for Mr. Krabs. Okay, now that we're done with that, we're gonna start doing a darker version of his pants. So we're gonna do a dark blue on that. So make sure you look for a dark blue that will fit perfectly to this because it's supposed to be a belt. So we're gonna color all that in dark blue. Now, as you can see, when you color the dark blue, you can see more of the details of his jeans more than you ever could before. So, color and everything else kind of makes everything pop. So, keep that in mind when you're drawing something. If you don't feel like it's right, then color it, or kind of make it look a Sharpie, or you can even shade in some of the things, make it look even more sharper than it ever was. Just give it more life to it. Next, we're going to do his buckle, yellow. And just like his nose, we're going to do his eyelashes brown. And then lastly, we're gonna draw his little tongue pink underneath here. And then you're welcome to color in the dollars if you want to, or money, or whatever you decide to put in your drawing. I just put money because that's what he mostly likes the best. You can draw a picture of Pearl if you want on the side. Maybe a little portrait of her because he also likes Pearl as well, I think. Or maybe you can draw Plankton in his claw or something, making it look like he's crushing him or stepping on him. That would be really cool. You can like draw a little green speck somewhere. But neither way is fine. Let your creativity flow for Mr. Krabs, of course. And the last thing we're going to do is a Sharpie. So you can trace anywhere you like. I'm going to start with the head. Make sure you get all those scales in there. Okay, and those are all his dollars. And if you want to, the last thing you need to do, let me just fix this glare right here. The last thing you can do is sign it. I'm going to put my name right here. And that is Mr. Krabs. I hope you enjoyed this little drawing video of learning how to draw Mr. Krabs. And be sure to show me your drawings of Mr. Krabs in the comments below. Or be sure to tell me about what your favorite moment Mr. Krabs is. Or anything. And I'll see you next time. Bye.